Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor, lived amid power, war, and turmoil. But what kept him calm and wise in the most difficult times? The answer is Stoic philosophy, the secret to living peacefully in a turbulent world. If you want to learn more about inner strength and how to apply Stoic philosophy to your life, subscribe to the channel and don't miss the next videos. Together, we will learn how to live peacefully and powerfully every day. Marcus Aurelius was the most powerful Roman emperor of his time. He had it all: power, fame, a mighty army, and a vast empire under his control. Yet, despite his worldly success, he faced constant battles, not with enemies but with his own mind. The pressure of leadership, the weight of decisions, and the chaos around him were overwhelming. But through it all, Marcus found strength in his thoughts, in his inner peace. His secret? The power of mastering oneself no matter the storm outside. At the height of his power, Marcus Aurelius was haunted by questions of life, death, and the purpose of existence. His vast authority didn't breed arrogance, but instead drove him to delve deeper into his own soul. The weight of his empire only sharpened his reflections on mortality and meaning, reminding him that true strength lies not in the external, but in how one confronts the inner turmoil. Even as an emperor, he understood, the most important battle is always within. In his search for peace amidst chaos, Marcus turned to Stoic philosophy as his guiding light. Stoicism became the compass that anchored him through the storms of war, rebellion, and illness. It taught him to focus not on what he couldn't control, but on the strength to endure, adapt, and remain steady. The Stoic principles helped him cultivate an unwavering mind, allowing him to lead with clarity, even in the darkest times. Through Stoicism, Marcus found the power to stay grounded, no matter the challenges life threw his way. Marcus recorded his thoughts in Meditations, a timeless work of Stoic philosophy. It wasn't a book meant for praise or recognition, but rather a personal reminder. These reflections were his own way of guiding himself through the struggles of life, a quiet conversation with his inner self. The writings were not for others to admire, but for Marcus to stay aligned with his values, to ground his thoughts, and to remember what truly mattered, an intimate blueprint for living with purpose and integrity. He believed that, we are not disturbed by events but by our views of them. For Marcus, the true power lay in how we perceive and respond to life's challenges. It wasn't the external circumstances that caused turmoil, but our internal reactions. The key to peace and strength, he argued, was in our attitude. By mastering our mindset, we could maintain calm and clarity, no matter what storm raged around us. Our thoughts, not the world itself, shape our reality. He lived with strict discipline, humility, and a relentless control over his emotions. For Marcus, self-mastery was the highest form of strength. It wasn't the power to command armies or conquer lands that defined him, but the ability to command himself. In every moment, he chose restraint over reaction, clarity over chaos. True power, he believed, was not in what we could control outside, but in how we governed our inner world. Through self-discipline, he demonstrated the true strength of the Stoic warrior. Even as an emperor, Marcus constantly reminded himself, I am just a human like everyone else. He never allowed himself to be blinded by the illusion of power. Despite his title, he saw himself as no different from the common man, subject to the same struggles, fears, and limitations. This humility kept him grounded, preventing the allure of his status from distorting his perspective. For Marcus, true leadership wasn't about asserting dominance, but about recognizing his shared humanity with those he led. Marcus faced loss, disease, and war, yet his inner peace remained unshaken. No matter the external chaos, he refused to let it disturb his mind. In the face of overwhelming challenges, he practiced the Stoic art of resilience, focusing not on the turmoil around him but on his own response to it. For Marcus, true strength came from maintaining a calm mind, unaffected by the storms of life. His example teaches us that peace is not the absence of struggle, but the ability to remain still within it. He taught that death is not to be feared if we live rightly. Death, for Marcus, is a natural part of life, an inevitable companion that need not be avoided or feared. By living with purpose, integrity, and virtue, we can face death without regret. It is not an end to be dreaded, but a transition to be accepted. Marcus understood that true freedom comes from embracing the reality of mortality, and living each day as though it were our last. In that way, death becomes not a fear but a reminder to live fully. He chose to live with purpose, to serve, and to be grateful for each moment. Marcus understood the preciousness of time and refused to let it slip away wasted. Every day was an opportunity to align his actions with his values, to contribute to the greater good, and to appreciate the small gifts of life. For him, time was the most valuable resource and he spent it deliberately, knowing that a life well lived is one filled with meaning and intention. Marcus Aurelius stands as proof that even at the pinnacle of power, one can live simply, humbly, and in peace. His life exemplified that true freedom is not found in external success, but in the mastery of one's inner world. The greatest victory, he taught, is the ability to maintain tranquility amidst chaos, to remain grounded in the face of temptation, and to live with integrity regardless of one's position. Marcus showed us that the highest form of power is not in ruling others, but in ruling oneself. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully the lessons from Marcus Aurelius and the Stoic philosophy will help you live a stronger and more peaceful life. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section and subscribe to the channel to watch the next videos.